Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today on Face Off we're going to be asking which one do you like better, Seeds of Death or Seeds of Doom? This one went pretty much how I expected it to. This wasn't one of those, I was kind of curious to see the results. I kind of figured I'd know how it was go. But they're so similarly titled, and it was one of the early Face Off ideas I had that I wanted to do it. For me, of course, the easy winner is the Seeds of Doom. I like the Seeds of Death. I think it's a great story. It's definitely probably my favorite classic Ice Warrior story. I don't know. I like Chris Peladon a lot too. I definitely like Seeds of Death a lot better than the Ice Warriors. It's just paced better in my opinion, and it's a good story. And I love Trouton in it. I'm a genius. I love that line about your leader will be angry if you kill me. Huh? I'm a genius. I love that. To paraphrase it, it has some good moments in it, but I love the Seeds of Doom. The Seeds of Doom is just so phenomenal. I mean, it is a phenomenal story in a phenomenal season. Season 13 just has so many masterpieces, and Seeds of Doom is just the excellent season finale. I just love it. Tom Baker is just on fire in it. Elizabeth Sladen is great in it. Their rapport between them is great in it. That bit when they're being held captive early in the story and they start doing that rhyme about the da-da-da-da-da in the house that John built together is so adorable and just shows how close they are, that they truly are best friends. Like in the modern show, he pretty much calls everybody his best friend, but he didn't really say that a lot in Classic Who. So when he says things like that, have you met Miss Smith? She's my best friend. I love that. And you really see that in the Seeds of Doom, watching them interact and the lengths he goes through to protect her. Like later in the story when he crashes through the window holding a gun. We know the Doctor doesn't use a gun very often, but he's so desperate to save Sarah because she's about to get caught by one of the plants. He just jumps through the window and holds him at gunpoint. What do you do for an encore, Doctor? I win. Tom Baker just has so many good moments. That one, I win. I love that. I love that bit when Scorby tells him to turn around and he just completely turns in a 360. His hands up. I love that. All right, Doctor, talk. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart had perfect pitch. What happened to him? Oh, him? Oh, he died. Love that. And then it has these wonderful horror elements in it. The first half especially has very much vibes of The Thing, the 1982 version of The Thing, which when you think about it, it's really impressive because this came out before it. So I've always wondered if there was some influence. And I know The Thing is based off the original novel and the old 50s movie. But I've always wondered if there's a little bit of influence from this Doctor Who story in the 1982 Thing. Because it does seem like Doctor Who riffing off the 82 theme, The Thing, I meant to say. But the story came out like 7 or 8 years before that. I mean, what was it, 75, 76? And it's phenomenal. I love it. I love the Krynoid as a race. I love their costumes. It works way better here than for the Exons. And I love how, especially the first one, still looks vaguely humanoid since it has taken over a human. When it looks creepy like that. Now, the full-grown Krynoid does look a little silly, but it's Classic Who. And it's one of those you can give it a pass moments in Classic Who. Even if it looks a little silly, and when it talks at the end, it's a little silly. I really like, some of the guest cast are really good. The guy playing Scorby I really like. He does a really, really good job. I think the guy playing the professor, I don't remember what he is, the botanist, he's a little hammy. I mean, you can get that he's bonkers nuts, but he's a little hammy. But the guy playing Scorby's great. And I like the fact that you can tell the Fourth Doctor and Scorby don't like each other at all. One of the few times you see the Doctor really mad, Scorby! Scorby! I love that. It's such a good story. So Scorby's one of those, the actor does such a good job making you hate that guy that when he actually does get killed in it, you're like, that's right. He deserves it. Yeah, take that. One of the times where one of the bad guys gets it and I'm like, Well, it's so good. It's so good. It's proof to me that Doctor Who does horror so well. It's another one of those proof, much like season 13 in general, that Doctor Who can do horror so well. And I kind of wish that would come back to the show. Because even episodes like Blink and Silence on the Library prove Doctor Who does horror really well. I would love to get another good... And there's even some of that in The Haunting of Villa Diodata with the suspense and the horror stuff going on. I want more of that in Modern Who. Russell needs to bring that back. So let's see how you guys voted. We had 156 votes. 20% voted for the Seeds of Death. A whopping 68% voted for the Seeds of Doom, with 12% voting, you asked the hard questions, Prowl, it's a tie. So 12% said it was a tie, 20% Seeds of Death, whopping 68% Seeds of Doom. So a little over 2/3 of the vote going to Seeds of Doom, which isn't surprising to me. Let's look at some of the comments. One of my regulars, Bananas Are Good, says, the Seeds of Death is a really good Troughton story, and even better than the Ice Warriors debut. I agree. The Seeds of Doom is just brilliant, with 2 different settings making it seem like 2 separate stories, well put. One set in the Arctic, like The Thing, as we've mentioned, and the other around the English mansion. The music is unique and eerie, and just as he did for Terror of the Zygons, Terror of the Zygons. So the guy who did the music for this also did the music in Terror of the Zygons. He says, if that pod germinates, it'll be the end of everything. Everything you understand. Even your pension. I love that line as well. JLBWHO, who is also one of my patrons, says, I find the Seeds of Doom a little overrated. The Seeds of Death, however, it's Troughton at his best. Fair. I disagree, but fair. Seed Hill Bruiser Music says, it's not that I don't enjoy Seeds of Death, but Seeds of Doom is just great. And also, what I doubt other folks would bother saying, the incidental music for Doom is gorgeous. Second person who's mentioned that. It's really haunting, not the usual guy, Dudley Simpson, who is bloody great, but a guy I think called Jeffrey Burgeon, who also scored Terror of the Zygons. So that's 2 people who pointed that out. Another haunting musical effort. Maybe it's because I'm a musician. I find myself paying more attention to the incidental music. And I like incidental music a lot as well. There's some 80s stories like Time Flight, Arc of Infinity, and Terminus that I find almost impossible to rewatch because the incidental music is so dreadful. I like good incidental music as well. That's one of the things I've mentioned about Mysterious Planet that really stands out to me. It's one of the reasons I like Mysterious Planet a lot. So I really enjoy the incidental music in it. Problem Being says, Seeds of Doom is just one of those golden era classics. It's so good. Seeds of Death is a bit of a plotter. Paul Bailey, a fellow Doctor Who YouTuber, says, I like both, to be honest, as I love the Ice Warriors' plan to change Earth's climate by using the T-Mat. It's just fantastic. Plus the first appearance of the Ice Lords as well. I love it. I do consider this to be a masterpiece as well as Seeds of Doom. Seeds of Doom is just a fantastic Tom Baker story, which it is. I love the Crinoids design. Plus, I do have to go... if I do have to go with one, it would probably be the Seeds of Doom, even though I do love Seeds of Death as well. Colin Coney says, this is so marginal for me. Seeds of Doom is an all-time great. The body horror concept is really well done. Yes, it is. Predating Alien by several years with similar themes. But Seeds of Death is also really great. It's kind of dated now, but Patrick Troughton is so watchable, and the supporting cast are great. Classic Base Under Siege from that era, and really well done. Doom would edge it slightly for me, but believe me, if the house was on fire, both are being saved, and my cat would have to make it out on his own. I remember my reply to this one. My reply was, it's a good time for your cat to learn self-reliance. The Flyattractor, who is also one of my patrons and who has also sent me several things to my P.O. Box, which I appreciate, says, hard call, love them both. You have planted the seeds of debate for sure. Wah, wah, wah. And as I mentioned, that's a good way to put it. Bobby says, Seeds of Death all day and night. And Shamrock Particle says, Seeds of Death is a Doctor Who story and a fine one, if not dated. Seeds of Doom is a New Adventures story, right down to how Sarah Jane is referred to even by the Doctor. I've never seen the New Adventures. I know that's a later done series of the Avengers with Patrick Magny, and I believe he had a different woman with him. I don't think it was Diana in that one. I've never seen the original British Avengers or the New Avengers, which is odd because I love Patrick Magny to death. He's amazing. One of the reasons I watched Waxworks originally was, or Waxwork I think it's actually called, was because he's in it. Although it also has the guy who plays Billy in The Gremlin movie's in it. Good 80s horror movie. Has David Warner in it too. And then Patrick Magny is in the original Battlestar Galactica. He's the voice of the Imperious leader. And he plays Count Iblis in a really good episode as well. I've always liked Patrick Magny and never seen The Avengers. He's also in a couple really good episodes of Columbo as well, including one with Robert Vaughn. And he's in The Howling. So he gets points for that as well. So yeah, that's where you guys stand on things. Seeds of Death easily trouncing Seeds of Doom, 68% to 20%. So I'd like to know what you think of this video, and if you didn't get a chance to vote in the poll, which one you prefer of those two. So comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, go ahead and click the like button, click the subscribe button. I am trying to get the channel to 800 subscribers right now, and everyone helps. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button as well if you enjoyed the video. I also have a Patreon if you like what I do and would like to support what I do. Everyone who joins at any tier level gets a free video request. So check that out, see if you're interested. I also have a P.O. box if there's anything you would like to send me, and a link to my Amazon wish list is down in the description below. I update it regularly with Doctor Who and non-Doctor Who stuff to look at. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.